Hello and good day. Welcome to our video channel, God's Promises. And today's video, Bible verse Isaiah 3. Let's get started now. Isaiah 3 is the third chapter of the book of Isaiah in the Old Testament, and it contains a prophetic message of judgment against the people of Judah and Jerusalem. The chapter is full of symbolism and imagery, and it serves as a warning to the people of the consequences of their disobedience to God's laws. Verse 1 begins with a description of the leaders of Judah and Jerusalem. The verse highlights the importance of leadership and how the actions of leaders can impact the entire nation. The leaders are described as judges and prophets, and their responsibility is to guide the people in accordance with God's laws. Verse 2 describes the consequences of the leadership's failure to uphold God's laws. The verse speaks to a time when the people will suffer because of the sins of their leaders. The verse uses the imagery of a staff and a staff bread to convey the idea of scarcity and hardship. In verses 3 to 4, the Lord warns the people that He will take away their leaders and leave them to their own devices. The verses describe a time when the people will be ruled by inexperienced and incompetent leaders, and the result will be chaos and disorder. Verses 5 to 7 describe the state of the people of Judah and Jerusalem. The verses describe a time when the people will be oppressed by one another and will turn against each other. The imagery of a man against his brother and a youth against his elder speaks to the breakdown of social order and the lack of respect for authority. In verse 8, the Lord pronounces judgment against the people for their sins. The verse speaks to a time when the people will face the consequences of their disobedience to God's laws. In verses 9 to 11, the Lord specifically addresses the women of Judah and Jerusalem. The verses describe a time when the women will be stripped of their finery and beauty, and will be left desolate and alone. The message is a warning against the pursuit of vanity and worldly pleasures, and a reminder of the importance of inner beauty and righteousness. In verses 12 to 15, the Lord pronounces judgment against the wealthy and powerful of Judah and Jerusalem. The verses describe a time when the wealthy will be held accountable for their greed and will suffer the consequences of their actions. In verse 16, the Lord specifically addresses the women of Judah and Jerusalem again, warning them against their vanity and the consequences of their actions. In verses 17 to 23, the Lord describes the consequences of the people's sins in vivid detail. The verses describe a time when the people will be brought low and humiliated, and will suffer the consequences of their disobedience. In conclusion, Isaiah 3 is a prophetic message of judgment against the people of Judah and Jerusalem. The chapter serves as a warning against the consequences of disobedience to God's laws and the pursuit of worldly pleasures. The chapter also highlights the importance of leadership and the impact that leaders can have on the entire nation. The message is a reminder of the need for righteousness and obedience to God's laws, and a warning against the pursuit of vanity and material wealth. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more inspirational content. See you in the next video. Wishing you a very happy day.